His empire built on music, fashion, and power. But in the end, it isn't platinum records or sold-out shows defining his legacy. It's what unfolded in a New York City courtroom. This is the case, Sean Diddy Combs, and the once king of entertainment's future decided by a jury and judge. That future, 50 months in prison.
We begin here at 11 with breaking news. A split verdict in the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking trial. Good to have you with us. I'm Adam Cooperstein. The jury in Lower Manhattan just found Combs guilty on 2 of the 5 counts and not on the most serious charges. The 55-year-old music mogul was acquitted of racketeering and sex trafficking, charges that could have put him behind bars for life.
Sean Combs fell to his knees after hearing that he was acquitted of some of the most serious charges against him.
He did seem to strain a little bit when he was found guilty of those 2 Mann acts. That's the act that the federal government says that he took somebody over state lines to engage in prostitution.
A judge has now just denied bail for Sean Diddy Combs.
He will remain behind bars pending his sentencing.
After the verdict, he actually turned to his family and said, "I'll be coming home soon." That is obviously not the case.
Now, as you mentioned, the wait, and it could be a long one to find out if and how much prison time the music mogul could face.
Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs have made another bid for his release as the music mogul awaits sentencing. Combs' lawyers have asked a judge to release him on a $50 million bond, claiming that he's the only person in a U.S. jail on the prostitution charge. The judge had previously denied a request to have him released, saying that his history of domestic violence showed that he could pose a danger to others.
Prosecutors pushing for Sean Diddy Combs to stay in jail as he awaits his sentencing. Comes after lawyers for Combs filed a motion for bail earlier this week with conditions that include a $50 million bond secured by his Miami home.
A former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs reportedly making a case for him to be released on bail ahead of his sentencing.
Yesterday, a judge once again denied bail for Combs, who's been behind bars for nearly a year. He said Combs, quote, fails to satisfy his burden to demonstrate an entitlement to release.
Federal prosecutors want a federal judge to reject Sean Diddy Combs' request to throw out a jury's verdict or order a new trial.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs now looking for an acquittal or a new trial, according to a report by TMZ. Combs' legal team argues that federal prosecutors used the wrong definition of prostitution when they charged him with violating the Mann Act.
Lawyers for Sean Diddy Combs are urging a federal judge in New York to release him from jail, saying he has served enough time behind bars.
A judge is expected to rule in the coming days on whether the charges against Sean Diddy Combs should be dropped.
Come this Friday, Sean Diddy Combs will learn his fate in court. Prosecutors are pushing for the music mogul to spend more than a decade behind bars. And right now, the judge is weighing powerful letters from both supporters and critics of Combs.
That brings us to this part of Sean Diddy Combs' story. A judge sentencing him to 50 months in prison. At times in the courtroom, the judge issuing a strong statement. Combs at one point described as sobbing. And there to watch it all unfold was our court reporter, Erica Byfield. You were there throughout. You take us inside your notebook and bring us right to the action. First, the prosecution.
Yes, that's how our day started, with the prosecution kind of laying out for the judge exactly what they were hoping for. Again, early on, they had asked for 11 years, and they brought that up again at the very end with 135 months. They said that they wanted to make sure the sentence that he received sends a message to all victims out there that the abusers would be held accountable.
And the defense wanted to send a message, and that started with the children of Sean Diddy Combs.
Yes, we did. 6 of the 7 children that he has, they were in court today. They spoke in front of the judge. The girls, all 3 of them, were very emotional. You can see in my notes, I kind of highlighted this part that Jess was crying. She's 18. She was just talking about that she was not going to make excuses for her father, but she also said this, that he is still our dad and we still need him present in our lives, because she was talking about the fact that her mother is passed, Kim Porter. So without him, they don't have a parent.
Well, obviously, Combs known for making videos, but this may have been the most important one he's made to try to affect his future. Let's play a little bit of what they played in court today.
One thing about great producers is they make you want to do better and be better about what you do. and he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
Erica's trying to demonstrate the impact he's had on the culture. How did this play out in court, this video?
You know, it got some emotion, even from Sean Combs. There's a point in the video where they show Kim Porter, who I mentioned a second ago. I saw him sitting there at the defense table, weeping, kind of breaking down. This video lasted about 11 minutes. We watched all of it today in court.
All right. Well, he didn't testify in his own defense, but there was a lot of anticipation wondering whether he would speak today to try to talk to the judge directly. He did. He did.
He spoke for about 5 minutes to the judge. A couple things we want to point out. First of all, what he told the judge is that he wanted to apologize to Cassie Ventura and to Jane, the two victims who were here. And then specifically to Cassie, he was talking about the emotional and physical abuse that she endured. For Jane, it was sorry for bringing you into this mess. He also talked to the judge about how his actions were disgusting, shameful, and sick. And he also mentioned his drug addiction here.
So there was a lot of anticipation for this because we hadn't really heard from Diddy in any meaningful way, obviously through his defense attorneys. What else did he say? He said to the judge that people can change. And that was kind of a message we saw throughout the proceedings today, that message they were trying to push. And then he begged for mercy here at the bottom, twice telling the judge, I ask for your mercy, your honor. I beg for your mercy, your honor. And that all leads up then to the judge, Erica. And throughout the day, correct me if I'm wrong, he had been signaling, though, that there was going to be some jail time here. We were wondering how much, but tell us about what the judge finally said. Yeah, the judge basically said that there was going to be some serious consequences. When we heard that, we knew something was coming. Before he got to the actual sentence, he said that he was no John, speaking to Sean Combs about the allegations, saying that he was worse than that, and then he wanted to make sure that the sentence that he imposed would ensure that Sean Combs would not commit another crime, and at this point he was not convinced that that would happen. He used some strong language, quoted some of the testimony that was there. You were there. What was the reaction? What was Diddy's reaction when the sentence was handed down? I looked at him. I didn't see anything right away, but I did notice as he was leaving the courtroom, it was quiet, and he looked at his kids. He mouthed to them, I love you. I'm sorry. I'll be okay. Okay, Erica Byfield. Look, the sentence won't just define how long Sean Diddy Combs stays behind bars. This is going to shape in some way his life and what it looks like when he walks out. What happens to the man, the brand, and the entertainment world once time is served. Loren Larosa from The Breakfast Club joining us. I'm here now with two of the hardest working people I know, and that includes the last few days. Erica and I are joined by Loren Larosa from Power 105's The Breakfast Club and the podcast, The Latest with Loren Larosa. Loren has helped us provide context for the coverage with this case's intersection to pop culture, hip hop, and the music industry. Loren, had to have you here today. I know you were posting earlier because the way the judge was sounding, even as people were talking, you thought he was going to really throw the book. It landed where it did with the 50 months. Your initial reaction to that?
I thought that was gracious to Diddy, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be more. I thought that the judge felt like the powerful Diddy, the superstar, was way too prevalent, and he wanted to remind Diddy that you're a person who needs to face consequences. So I thought it was going to be a lot more than that. Okay, so with your audience then, with the people that you hear from, with the people that have been fans or what have you, what do we think 4 years does to the brand? What does Diddy possibly do? Oh, people. Is it, you know, what happens now with this empire that he built? I mean, people are upset. There are people that are upset that it's even this much. They think that it's insane that he's doing 4 years. I think that, there will be an audience of people who, when Diddy comes home, does his apology tour, of course, he's probably going to release a book, you know, that whole little dance that you do after something like this. There will be people that want to hear from him. I think celebrity kind of trumps, it's going to sound so bad, but celebrity trumps what reality should make precedent sometimes. Okay. I think people should say, hey, we got to take a break from you a little bit. Let him sit with himself. That's what the judge said today. But I think celebrity will trump all of that, and people will pull up wherever he decides to go, and whatever that looks like. I think it will be an apology tour, though, before anything. Just about a minute left. I want to ask both of you, Erica, was there a sense that both his what he said today and the video was actually a play beyond? He knew he was going to get jail time. This was a play now for public opinion as he tries to manage and continue on. I think that's exactly what it was, and I think it worked a little bit. We were talking about that a second ago, and it was impactful because you saw people in the audience crying, wiping tears, and I mentioned the time that Sean Combs was overcome. Your thoughts on that? I agree 100%. And watching him watch the video after his kids cried, he could barely watch parts of the video, and he's crying. It was very. I think the video, his kids, and him speaking saved the rest of his life that he has when you talk about something like this. Okay. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank you both for your coverage throughout.
both here on the case and of the case itself. It's been extraordinary. You two, and thank you. You helped us understand this so much better, both of you. And we want to thank you for watching the case Sean Diddy Combs throughout. We want to thank the entire team that has worked very hard on this. I'm David Ushery. Until next time.